In this tutorial, I'm going to share with you my best tips to search for the design ingredients in Canva, aka these are all the things you need to create a design, to create a video. And you'll see there is often more than one way to search for and find the things you are looking for. Now, this is how we search, Diana and I as Canva experts. There's no gatekeeping. I'm just going to share as much as I can with you guys in this video. So make sure you watch until the end because I'm sure you will learn something new. I'm here on the homepage of one of my Canva Teams accounts. All right. So the first thing I want to show you is that you can search for things from the homepage. So for example, I'm going to search for Instagram. Okay. So I'm pasting the word Instagram here and I'm going to hit enter to show you what happens. So the first thing you need to observe is that the new Canva UI now has these three buttons right here on top of the search box. The first box will be your designs. So if you are located on that tab and search for something, search for a keyword, you will be searching your own designs. And therefore, the results that will be showed to you right here under designs will be your own designs. So I'm going to click on this show more button. And what I see here are all the designs. I have a few more. What I see here is the collection of all the designs that I have created on this account that either contain the word Instagram in their title, like this one right here, blue and white animated wellness tips Instagram reel, or this one right here, Instagram post, you see in the title, Instagram story in the title, but also other Canva designs like this one right here titled business card, or this one titled RONNYHermosa.com. These do not have Instagram in their title. So the thing is, they contain the word Instagram in the design itself. So Canva has this capacity of searching for design that contain the keyword that you search for, in this case, Instagram, either in the title or in the content of the document itself. So let me show you with this business card. If I scroll to page number 2, I can see the word Instagram right here. So it is important that you understand that you can run some searches and Canva will find the documents that contain that specific keyword. So this could be quite powerful way to search for things. You might remember a keyword in one of your documents, but you don't remember the title. Just type that in and there's a good chance that that particular design will pop up in your search results. Now, if I switch over the second tab right here that says template, I will see different results right here. So I could come and click in the search bar right after the name Instagram, and I will see different suggestions right here. So search for Instagram. This will run, I would say, generic search in the templates library for the word Instagram. I could search for Instagram post, Instagram story, Instagram reel videos, or Instagram reel. Okay. So I just want to click out of this and show you that you can now use the two filters, the two quick access filters right here that are at the bottom of my search box. So the first one is category. So if I click here, I have all sorts of different document types, categories related to my Instagram keyword. So I have Instagram post, your story, mobile video. Then if I scroll down a bit more, I start to have more diversity, like a Facebook post, poster, Instagram profile picture, etc. Now that is for the first button, category. And then I still have the style button that allows me to refine the style of the templates I'm looking for. Okay, I'm not gonna get into the specifics here. I just want to show you that the result I have here for a generic search like Instagram will be a mix of different document types. Okay, here I have a squared post. Here I have a story kind of post. And I will also have 4:5 aspect ratio like this one right here. You see, this is not a square post. This is a 4:5 aspect ratio. So this is the new dimension for Instagram photo post. Okay, so a mixed result. I also have presentations or websites, it seems. So from here, it is up to me really to refine my search to really let Canva know what it is exactly that I am looking for. So what I want you to remember is that from the homepage, you can use this part, the search box in the header, to search either your own designs or the templates library. Now, there is something else you can search from the homepage, and that is information or help via this question mark purple button right here at the bottom right of your screen that says Ask Canva when you hover over it. I'm going to click that button, and this will open this chatbot powered by AI that is kind of like an assistant, a help desk or a help point where I can ask questions or simply search for information. And I see that I can either type my question in the box right here, or I could even use voice to type in or my question or to ask something to the chatbot. I'm going to use the chat right here and ask, where can I learn about the keyboard shortcuts in Canva to work faster? Okay, let's see how the chatbot can handle such a question, which is not a technical question, but more a question about where can I find specific resource? And here's my answer. You can speed up your work in Canva by using keyboard shortcuts. Here are some basics to get you started. So how to undo, Control Z on Windows or Command Z on Mac, redo, save, select all, add text, add a text box with the T key, add a link, etc., etc. Okay, so that's cool, but I was kind of hoping it could give me access to a help article. Is there an article where I could see all the shortcuts? Let's see how the bot handles the follow-up questions. Yes, Canva has a helpful article that lists all the keyboard shortcuts you can use. Just go to the help center at canva.com/help and search for keyboard shortcuts. Okay, I want to do that. Maybe I can ask it to give me that URL, or maybe this is already clickable. No, it's not clickable. Can you give me the URL? Let's see if it can handle that, if it's actually smart. Okay, so our help center, give me a URL here. Okay, so that's exactly what I needed. Actually, I would have preferred the URL to the article, but it told me to come here and search for keyboard shortcuts, which is what I'm going to do. So I can see that some of them have been generated by the AI here, and I believe these are the same ones I received in my chat window. But more resources, keyboard shortcut. If I click here, indeed, I have a page with all the keyboard shortcuts. So was this helpful? Yes, it was helpful. Okay, I'm going to send my feedback to Canva, but basically this is showing you how you can use this help window right here to ask for resources or information. Great. So we've seen that from the homepage, you can search for your own designs, browse for templates, or simply find help or ask Canva to answer your questions via the question mark button, also called the Ask Canva button. Now, let's jump into the editor and explore what we can search for inside the design area of Canva. Quickly, before we do that, I wanted to remind you about the Canva Master Course, because this is by far the best way for you to master Canva while having a little bit of fun with Diana and I. We've left a bunch of lectures free to preview in the course curriculum. So if you scan this QR code or find the link in the description, get to the curriculum of the course and you can start watching these free lectures we left open for you and decide whether or not this course is for you. Also, check the reviews, see what students enrolled in the course have to say about this course. I mean, 75,000 people can't be wrong. Now back to the tutorial. All right, we are now in the Canva editor. What you see here, this design area, is what we call the editor. So I want to show you how to search for things and find them directly from here when you are designing. So all of these design ingredients that you will need, how to search for them from here. So be aware that you can search in different parts of this editor. So first you can search from the design tab. So here, typically, this is where you will be searching for your templates, or you could also search for styles if you click on that second tab right here. So this is the design area. Elements, which is where most of your design ingredients will be located. We are talking about graphics, photos, videos, sound effects, etc. We'll come back to this in a second. You have your text tab right here. From here, you can search for fonts or font categories or different names of fonts. For example, you're searching for Montserrat. Okay, Montserrat. You can search for that font right here and you will find the Montserrat font. So that's searching for text. You have your brand kit. Here, there's nothing to search for. Uploads, those are your uploaded photos, videos, graphics into Canva, okay, or sound effects, audio. So image, videos, and audio. You can also search here. So this will work for the name of the photos, videos, and sound effects you have uploaded, if you have taken the time to rename them, or the specific tags you have attached to them. Tools photos, there's nothing to search. Projects, so this is just you accessing all of the projects and folders you have created in Canva. So you can also search from here. Apps is all of the Canva apps that are part of this Canva app ecosystem. So again, here you can search for specific apps. For example, searching for our app, Team RONNY, you can start typing Team RONNY. You'll find our RONNY tutorial app. Okay, so if you search something more about logos, you can type in logo, search, and then you find all the apps related to logos. All right, so these are the apps, and that's about it. What I want to spend more time on is this tab right here, the Elements tab, because this is really where you will find all of your design ingredients, like I was saying. Creating a design is like cooking a dish. So you can follow a recipe or you can freestyle, but in both cases, you will need ingredients. So exactly the same happens when you design. You will need ingredients. So let's explore this Elements tab right here. And for this, I'm going to search for a rubber duck. So I simply entered the keyword rubber duck and hit enter. And this is what I see. So this right here is a mix of different ingredient types. It's kind of like you have your vegetables, your meat, or your fish. You have your beans, everything here. So these are the graphics. So these are all the illustrations, the 3D rendering. I can click on see all to see all of the graphics. So you see, these are not photos, they are graphic. Sometimes they are in the SVG format. Sometimes they look 3D. Sometimes they look very basic, like an outline. So these are your graphics. I come back to the all tab. I can see the following category, the following section here is my photos. So here I have photos of my rubber ducks. And sometimes I would have a photo with a background, like this one right here. Also, and this is very important, you will observe that in the results that are presented to you here, you will see some free photos or free graphics, free elements, I would say, and some other ones that have the little crown indicating they are paid for pro users, pro or team users. So you will have a larger quantity of paid media in the library. There's much more paid media than free media, but there's still free media for everyone to be able to use Canva. Otherwise, it would be impossible to use, right? So just be aware of that the pro elements will carry that little crown. And it doesn't mean you cannot use them in your design. Let me switch over to my page number 2 here. And you see this cute rubber duck that we see from one side. Let's say I want to use that. Well, I can put it on my page, but it will carry this watermark because I'm using my free account right here. You see, RONNY, that's my free account. So that is important to understand. If you are using Canva as a free user, you will have a watermark on all of your pro ingredients or your pro elements that you can find right here. Now, what does it mean? Again, when you have a watermark on your element, well, it means that when it comes to downloading that design, so here it's a header that I am designing, for example, for an email. If I want to download this header to insert in my newsletter or my email campaign, this duck will carry the Canva watermark, which doesn't look very professional. So it's possible to use it. Like you see, I was able to add it to my design, but at the time of exporting that design, you see, when I share and I want to download this, and let's say I want to download page number 2 only. Oops. So I select page number 2. Okay. When it comes to downloading, it will tell me unlock your entire content library. Okay. There are 2 premium images right here. One is this image in the background. So this yellow gradient. And the other one is this rubber ducky right here. So if I want to use them, I will have to purchase these 2 elements. And most of them can be purchased for $1 per use. Or if you want to unlock the entirety of the library, you can upgrade to Pro. Okay. So that's not me trying to sell you Canva Pro. I don't really mind what you use. I'm just explaining the differences in terms of these paid elements right here that you will find in your searches. Okay. Could be frustrating as a free user because you will see a lot of these nicer images or, you know, like the best ones are often Pro. So let me get rid of that, come back to my first page and continue my exploration right here. Let's come back to the All tab, the first one right here. So we covered graphics, we covered photos. The next section right here is video. So again, I'm going to click on see all, and this time I am presented with a bunch of video clips that have rubber ducks or ducks in them. Let's go back to the all results here. And the last section I see here is my audio. Okay, so Canva also has a bunch of sound effects, audio effects, soundtracks. So here I have a rubber duck song. Not my style. I have a rubber duck squeak. And if I click on see all, I can see a whole bunch here of songs related to rubber ducks. But most interestingly, we also have a bunch of sound effects like rubber duck squeak going from 1 to 4. So this is pretty cool, especially if you are editing a video. But again, like you will see that most of these sound effects will be part of the Pro subscription. Okay, so I think we've covered everything here from these few tabs. I can navigate between these categories from right here. So right underneath my search box, I can go from all to graphics, photos, videos. I have shapes, which is another category. There is no rubber duck shapes in Canva, frames, mockups, or even charts. So depending on the keyword that you use, you might or might not find ingredient in these categories as well. All right, there is something I want to show you here. And this will be especially useful to Canva free users, because I understand it might be frustrating to see all of this pro stuff and you don't have access to it. You don't want to spend money to upgrade. So there is a way around that. I'm not saying it's equally good as Canva Pro, but it's a way for you to find specific media when you don't find it in the library. So that way is called Magic Media. So Magic Media will be found under the apps right here. So click on the apps button in the left side menu and scroll down until you see more from Canva. Okay, so this section right here, and here you should find Magic Media. For now, it is right here. So Magic Media is this AI tool that allows you to generate an image, a graphic, or a video from a prompt. But from here, for example, I could ask for an image of 4 rubber ducks in a row, and I can give a color for yellow rubber ducks in a row. I can choose my style. So let's make this like a photo. All right, I have prompted 4 rubber ducks in a row. So yeah, sounds good. And you see, even free users, right here, I'm using still my Canva free account. I have 50 credits for this month that I can use to generate images, to generate media. Okay, so this is a freemium product in Canva, Magic Media, that will give 50 credits for free users per month and 500 credits to paid users like pro or team users. So this is cool. I'm going to generate this and it will give me 4 different options, I believe, from my prompt right here. So it's kind of like a ChatGPT image generation or DALL-E. All right, so my images are ready and you see they're not too bad. Here there's more than 4, there's actually 5, but the other photos are pretty good. Like this one right here with the reflection of the duck. Let's use these photos and see if they can work for me. I'm gonna make that slightly bigger and I can see this is quite good. It's decent. It's not the best photo of a rubber duck or rubber ducks, but it's close enough to some of the photos I would get here, you know, like something like this, for example, is very close to something like this that has a watermark. Me, I didn't have to pay for this photo right here. I could use that if I wanted to and not pay for anything. So this is just to show you that thanks to Magic Media, this little app in Canva, you can generate a type of ingredient that you cannot find in the Canva library, either because you are on the free plan and you would like a photo of a specific type in a specific position or a specific color and you cannot find that as a free user, or no matter if you are a free or paid user, but you need something that you cannot find in the library, well, you can try to generate it with AI with Magic Media. Let me come back here for a sec to show you that you can also generate graphics or videos. The video tool is not great. Let me warn you about this. It's not VO3 or it's not Sora or anything like that. So it's pretty basic, but I mean, maybe Canva will put more love behind this part of the product at some point and come up with a great video generator. But right now, it's not really worth our time. All right, so this is Magic Media. By all means, give it a try. I think you won't be disappointed. Now, let me give you another pro tip. And here it goes. If you know you are going to spend a good amount of time searching for design ingredients right here under the Elements tab, and you are a little bit tired of having these mixed results right here. Let's say you are only searching for photos or only searching for graphics. Well, there is a way under the apps right here. There's a way for you to search for only what you need to find. For example, if you are only going to search for photos, I would recommend you click on that Photos app or Photos button right here under More from Canva. And what this will do, it will pin the photos, okay, so access to your photos right here in your left menu, right underneath this separator right here. The Magic Media button right here is the app that I used previously. If I hover over it and click, I can exit out or exit that. So same for the photos. I could click on the X and exit that app. Okay, so let me open it back up. So you could pin your photos right here. Let me come back to apps and show you. You could also do the same for charts, for example. So what that does is that it pins these shortcuts right here underneath your little separating line right here on the left menu. So now, if I was to be working here, okay, let's say I'm searching for rubber ducks, but I want only photos. Well, I would click here and I would paste my search terms, rubber ducks. And here under photos, I will only see photos of the rubber duck. And now if I want to switch to videos, I could come here, paste rubber duck and only see video results. So basically, this is a nice little shortcut, but it avoids me that extra step of going through all and then select the right tab. Okay, so yeah, that's just a neat little tip. All right, something else I want to show you is this button right here. Okay, in the search bar directly, this will work for all types of media. So if I come back to Elements, use graphics, photos, videos, this filter will still be there. So let's use photos. Okay, so let me click here to show you what it is. So this is an extra set of filters I can apply to a search. Okay, to the search I'm running in the editor. So on top of everything, you will see colors. So let's say you are interested in rubber ducks, but you are kind of like unconventional kind of guy or kind of woman, and you want to have, let's say, pink rubber ducks. Okay, so I'm going to run the search with my filter applied, and you will have results for rubber ducks or related media to rubber ducks. Here I see a lot of non-related media, right? But I did search for rubber duck and I have the pink color selected. Now let's switch back to yellow. And now I see more rubber ducks because rubber ducks are traditionally yellow. Let's see if they have any blue rubber ducks. Yeah, it's rubber ducks with a lot of blue in the photo. It doesn't mean that the duck itself is going to be blue, right? Now let's try again the pink. Pink for some reason gives me a bunch of other stuff, but this is mostly working well, okay? And you can also select a particular color if you want. So if you know the hex code, you can paste it here. Canva will try to get close to that specific code. It's not going to be exactly that code, but yeah, so this is a neat little filter. I'm going to clear that filter of the colors because I want to show you some other filters. The next one is orientation. So this will be the orientation of your photo if you are searching for photo. So you can search for square photos of rubber ducks. You see here, results, square, vertical. So we'll only have vertical photos of rubber ducks or horizontal. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. The next filter is animation. You can search for static or animated. Okay, let's go for animated, but it won't work under photos because photos cannot be animated. So let me click out, go to my graphics and try this filter again. So I'm going to search for animated graphics of rubber ducks. Okay, let's see. There you go. So very little, but I have 6 kind of rubber ducks related. One really is a rubber duck, and animated at the same time is this one right here. So yeah, this is just how the filter works. Okay, static will be non-moving, animated will be anything like stickers or anything really that has movement. Okay, I'm going to clear that out. I'm going to go back to the all results here to show you the last filter, cutouts. So this will work with photos. So what cutout is, let me come here. It's simply showing me photos of rubber duck without a background that are cut out. Okay, so let me delete this walking rubber duck. So I have this ducky right here. I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna get rid of all of these backgrounds, change the color for black. I want to show you that exactly there is no background to this rubber duck. It's a cut out photo. Most of the cut out photos will be pro. Okay, so just be aware of that. But yeah, this is probably because you can get rid of the background of any photo using the background remover, which is also a pro feature. So it does make sense that the cutouts that you can find in the photo library are also pro. But yeah, so these are all of your filters. The last thing I want to teach you about these filters is that you can combine several filters. Okay, so if you are searching for cutouts and let's say blue, the color blue, there you go. I have these gloves that are a cutout and color blue. It's not a rubber duck, but yeah, I just wanted to show you that you can combine different filters. So let's try something else. Let's try this. Not the color, but I want cutouts in square. And now I have cutout square. You see, this is a square cut out of a rubber duck. Okay, so you can combine different filters. And again, if you want to clear them, you see here I have 2 filters applied. Just click here, clear them all, and you're good to go. All right, there is a last set of things I want to show you that are related to search from right here, from the editor. So let's continue with our rubber duck example. Okay, I'm gonna click on the graphics right here and show you from an image here. So let's say you like this rubber duck. Okay, I'm gonna put it on my page and you would like to know more about this specific graphic. Okay, so you can always click on that 3 little dot button right here. So if I click here, I can access some extra information about this specific graphic. So I can see here it's a 3D rubber duck wearing sunglasses. It's by KW Studio. From KW Studio, I can see it's a one design used for €1. See? As a watermark. I can see some keywords that have been attached to this specific graphic, and I can see there is more by clicking on show all keywords. Okay, so this is practical if I want to find more, for example, like childhood, bathroom, bath, ducky, whatever. Let's collapse that. I can star this rubber duck if I want to. See, it will be added to my starred folder. I can add it to a folder. So that is very convenient. I could just tell Canva, okay, I want to add this rubber duck to a specific folder, okay, that I have created. Or I could create a new folder directly from here. So this is interesting if you want to start collecting specific elements, design ingredients into a folder, could be very useful. You could report that element if you find it disturbing or for some reason it's inappropriate. Or sometimes you will see that some elements, some ingredients like this one are part of a collection. Okay, so I think at this point only graphics and photos could be part of a collection, if I'm not mistaken. So here we are lucky enough to have this item being part of a collection. So let's click here and we'll see the entire collection. So a collection will always have a set name starting by set, semicolon, and then the name of that set. So this is how you can kind of recall this set. If you search for this exact keyword in the Canva library or in the Canva search bar right here, you will find this exact collection. So this is what Canva calls a collection. It's a gathering of different graphics or photos that have been made by the same designer, the same Canva creator, that work well together. So collections could be great if you want to create that consistency in your designs. Let's say you are working on a presentation and you want to use a set of graphics that would work well together, that will maintain that consistency across your presentation. Now, the million-dollar question is, how do I find these collections in Canva? Well, it's a little bit tricky. So there is no direct way to search for collections except from scrolling down when you are on your Elements tab right here with nothing in the search box right here. Scroll all the way down, you will see collections. And from here, you will see a few collections, not like many. Like you will see a few collections, maybe 30, 50 collections. These tend to rotate as Canva wants to feature them. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, guys. This is not the entirety of the collections in Canva. So the problem is that you cannot really search for collections unless you have this specific code that I mentioned. Okay, this code right here. If I have the exact code and I hit enter, under my elements, I will definitely get my collection. But how do you get the code if you cannot search for the collections? So this is why a lot of content creators are creating content about Canva element sets. And we do with Team RONNY, we do share regular content about that. So you can find some of these carousels on our TikTok account or on our Instagram. We also share some of them on LinkedIn. So these are quite useful because we share with you some of the best collections together with their set names that you can copy and paste directly into Canva to try some cool collection of elements or just to discover them. But yeah, I think this is something Canva could definitely improve in the future. How do you search for collections? Also, and this is very important, let me come back to my rubber duck search right here under graphics. Not every single item is part of a collection, not every single graphic. Like if I take this first ducky right here, you see there's no view collection. There's a see more like this button, definitely. This was not on the other duck. So see more like this will kind of like ask Canva to show me more duckies like this one. So these are magic recommendation, but definitely not a collection. So how do you find these collections? Well, with some experience, you will kind of spot some of the graphics or some of the photos that might be part of a collection because you've seen a few similar, like see this one and this one could be part of a collection. No, but maybe the same designer. Let's see. So we have this one, have this one. See, it's the same contributor, but it's not organized into a collection. Let me see. Maybe something else like this pixelated duck could be part. Yeah, see, it's part of a collection. So if I click here, I will see the entire collection, kind of like a pixelated art collection. And here I have the entire thing. Again, I have the set name right here. If I copy this, I will be able to save that. So there you go. Those are collections. Great for consistency. Not the easiest to find in Canva. You need to be able to sense them, like to have a feel for what might be part of a collection. All right, because I like you guys, I'm going to give you one final tip. And this tip is probably something you haven't heard anywhere else. So here we go. Let's say you find a graphic that you really like. Okay, like this cute little rubber duck with the pink mohawk. Okay, so you click on the three little dots, all right? And you see the name of the creator of that rubber duck. So you can click on that creator name right here. This will bring you to the contributors search or landing page right here in the editor. So these are all the contribution from this specific Canva creator, Mary Valerie, okay? Right here. I want to search only the graphics, only the photos, no videos, no shifts. So this contributor has contributed graphics, maybe some templates. I don't know. I cannot find the templates from elements, but these are just a bunch of different graphics, not just the rubber ducks. See, there's one rubber duck here. If I keep scrolling, I will find more rubber ducks. So a few different things I could do from here. First, I could try to find the rubber ducks by searching for duck. Okay, so duck, enter. And there you go, this worked. I now have all of these rubber ducks that look kind of blasé, but I would say this is a collection. So if I was, because they're not organized in a collection, I could add them all to a folder and call that the punk rubber ducks, for example. So that would work. So that's one thing I could do. I could search for the media of this specific creator. Now let me clear that because I want to show you something else. Or what you could do is to take that name right here, Mary Valerie, copy that, Command C on my Mac, then come back to my elements. Okay, clear all of that. Okay, I'm right here on the elements page. I'm at the root of the elements search. Now I could search for Mary Valerie, search, and I will land on that creator feed right here. So all of these are Mary Valerie's art, okay, artwork or graphics. So if I click on the name again, now I will see the profile. Now, what would be incredibly useful is if Canva could add a little follow button right here, like they have in the templates library. So I could follow Mary Valerie or whoever I think is creating great artwork and I want to keep receiving, but they're not. So one way of doing that would be the following. And this is the ultimate hack. And I will wrap up the lecture with this. Let's say this rubber duck, okay? I like this guy. Rubber duck punk.ducktoypunker. Okay, so pay close attention to something that is unconventional. Here, the title is quite unconventional, rubber duck punk. Or sometimes it could be a keyword. Like if you find a keyword that is not conventional, not yellow, not illustration, not rubber duck, that's not enough. You need a more out there kind of keyword. I don't see any here. So I'll try with rubber duck punk. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is to go back to my Canva homepage. And from here, come to my templates button right here. I'm gonna uncollapse the menu, go to graphics, because these rubber ducks are graphics. I can try by typing at Mary Valerie, but it won't come up. Like the name of this contributor here won't come up. Okay, so instead of that, try the rubber duck punk toy punker, something like this. And there you go. Here are the ducks I was looking for. I am searching under the graphics. And now if I click on this rubber duck, I can see Mary Valerie right here. I can click on that name and there you go, guys. Here is my follow button. I can now start following Mary Valerie in order to have all of their artwork, all of their cute punk rubber ducks under my creators feed. So there you go. There they are. And now I will always have these graphics right here handy for me to come back to, explore, and use in my designs. And this is how you search for things in Canva and find them. You know, in French, we have a saying, qui cherche trouve, meaning if you search deep enough, you will find what you're looking for. Hey, look what I found.